Gentlemen, welcome back. This was not fun. Is not fun. It's still currently happening. Day and yes, sir. Um, you know, it's you and me both, brother. This it's not good looking at all. It's not good looking at all. It's actually like terrible, dare I say. We were literally only taking contested long mid range shots. I'm actually about to take a peek at the chart because yeah, this was ugly. It's only halftime. Now I expected, Luka Doncic to do his thing, but them collectively as a team, they're just having their way with us. So I'm pretty sure at least two of our three injuries are fake. Did Ainge pulled the plug after 15 games? I don't know, man. I don't know. Not to say I couldn't see it happening, but like, do you really waste or do you really rest Lowry like for the rest of the year? Like, no, I do think actually, what's his name? Taylor Hendricks is a mainstay, like going forward, low key. Like he's definitely 10 to 15 minutes at least. Yeah. Who else is benched? Clarkson. Man, Clarkson's about to get sent on his way. The Lakers might have him back. Olenek and Clarkson. You think Olenek is fake? What did they say? What is he supposed to be out with exactly? Olenek. Because I don't actually remember what it was that they claimed he had, or what they claimed to have happened. Shoulder. That's interesting. You said last year Clarkson had a 3-month finger injury that was supposed to be 3 days. I can see it. He wasn't going to complain though because that paycheck kept hitting, and as long as he could keep swiping that card, he was accepting it. The craziest thing is we're 7-13. The team above us is the Golden State Warriors at 9-11, and then the Houston Rockets at 8-9, and of course the Clippers who are 9-10. So we're really like just outside of the picture, which is actually nasty to think about considering the way we've been playing. We've been all over the place. 35 win percentage. We're what, 4-6 in our last 10? Yeah. 6-4 at home, but 1-9 on the road. That's the craziest part. We win most of our games when we are the home team by a tremendous margin. And we're 2-4 in our division. Scoring 112 points a night and giving up 119. Oh my goodness, my favorite math. But this one has been obviously a very, today's been a very one-sided affair. I'll say that. I was debating on if I wanted to go ahead and call it that, but there's no point in calling it anything else. 1-10 on the road now. Triple double by Luka in the first half. Maybe he'll get a triple double. Maybe is a stretch. It's definite. Him not getting it at this point would surprise me. I definitely think like it's a foregone conclusion for us. Unfortunately, that's better. Frustrating, bro. Frustrating. Let's see what we got here. Keontae, almost 16 minutes. Ochai, 14 minutes. Year 7, 12 and a half. Collins, 14. Fontecchio, 15. Walker's got 11 and a half minutes. Taylor Hendricks has 10 minutes. Colin Sexton has 10 minutes. THT has 8 minutes. Chris Dunn has 9 minutes. A side note, I guess I'm happy to have Chris Dunn back in the lineup, I guess. This isn't exactly how I imagine his return going, but Sexton 0 of 3. THT quietly 2 of 5. Excuse me, 3 of 5. He had both of his 3-pointers. Taylor Hendricks 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. Promising. Keontae's 1 of 5. His shooting woes continue. Ocha is 4 of 7, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, which is nice. Big Yurt is 4 of 6 from the field. Collins is 2 of 5. And Fontecchio is 2 of 4. Our starters, golly, my eyeballs hurt just reading that. Our starters, Fontecchio, negative 21 plus minus. John Collins, negative 21. Year 7, negative 21. Abaji, negative 21. Keontae, negative 22. Or Kessler, negative 2. Taylor Hendricks, negative 2. Colin Sexton, negative 2. THT, negative 1. Chris Dunn, negative 2. I don't know how to put this into words. It's just bad. He said 100 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists at this point. Tatum. He said, bro, how does Will Hardy justify this? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't comprehend what the vision is. I think that's the hardest part for us right now. Because I want to believe in them, right? But I also don't want to be that team that you expect your team to do so well and be so successful because they have the talent and pieces to at the very least be a mediocrely good team. And you keep hoping that they pull it out and they give it their best effort every night, and it doesn't happen. And it's interesting. It's interesting. He said, worst Jazz team in 40 years. I would say it's definitely one of the most inconsistent because, we go toe-to-toe with the Suns, putting up almost 130 points both games, while simultaneously our defense being shot to pieces. Then we end up playing against the Grizzlies and can't buy a bucket. I don't know. You said Hardy didn't choose for 3 of his 5 best players to be out. True. And he's destroyed this franchise. Here's the thing. I'm inclined to believe that he's cooking something. I don't think the kitchen's on fire yet, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't smell something burning. I would be lying if I said I didn't smell something burning. I don't see the fire yet. So 20 games in the season, it's crazy. Because if we double this, things get ugly. And what's worse is watching us get dismantled by my favorite point guard in the league. Kyrie Irving doing us absolutely greasy is insane. And him playing defense on Keontae George and actually buying stops is worse. It genuinely hurts me. Down 25. Nasty. What's that right there? Let's see. Throwing Dunn, THT, and Sexton out there makes no sense. Again, with too many ball handlers, causing zero flow. Now the building off Sexton's game is why Will Hardy needs to be questioned. Resting guys just to get a pick. Still not giving Sexton a shot to start is crazy. I blame Ryan Smith too. Yeah, why isn't Ochai guarding Luka anymore? He did good in the few possessions they let him. It's interesting. I'm not really sure. I'm debating on if they know that this season, if they've just consciously sat down in the front office and said, we're okay where we're at. Because I think that's what happened. I think they just decided collectively, we might burn this year. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be that guy, but I think I have to be that guy. You said, I'm not sold on George being the primary ball handler right now. It's too much responsibility right now. Yes, he shows flashes, and I like the Trailblazers game. He wasn't great with the ball in his hands, but leaving him in during clutch time alongside Colin Sexton, I think was probably one of the best moves that he's done because you put him alongside Jordan Clarkson, they don't really play off of each other as well as they immediately did when we first saw Keontae George start. Having Keontae alongside Colin Sexton gives him a certain level of confidence, similar to what's his name? Similar to when he played with Chris Dunn in the preseason, right? He was missing his shots, but he was confident taking them when Chris Dunn was on the floor, as though Chris Dunn was the uh, father figure in the background telling his son to like keep going, right? And he's also the best primary ball defender we have besides Ochai. Just because Ochai is rangier and has more of the actual physical tools to allow himself to be good at his job. That said, Taylor Hendricks a bust? No, I can't. Actually, no. Now it's crazy considering we picked him top 10 and he did end up in the G League. But I believe 15 out of the 30 first round picks this year have been in the G League now. After which Thompson brothers on the Rockets right now? He ended up with like an ankle injury that held him out, and he's only played like 2 games for the team. He was the most recent one to end up getting relegated to the G League. So I think it's a developmental thing that teams are starting to initiate if they don't either need the prospect immediately or if they think that they will be best served because of an injury that they experienced or something. So I hesitate to call him a bust. I'm going to give him 3 years. If in 3 years he's not a productive starter, he doesn't have to be an all-star. If he cannot be a productive starter on this roster, then I might start, rubbing my finger on the red button. Because yeah, ninth pick. And then again, it also comes down to who like everybody below him, how they perform. Because if the guys, 10th through 25th, all are mediocre just like him or just under him, then at the end of the day, it was a good pick. Bro just missed a fast break. Okay. Fantecchio, extra pass, corner, Abaji. Abaji 3. Thank you, sir. Ugly, but you know what? We'll take the little things. I'm getting packed up right now. Good God. 9 minutes left and 81 points. Like, I know they got the most skilled player ever and one of the greatest overseas point guard. Will we say Luka's the greatest overseas point guard? I think so. Like that's a bad combination to go against. Let's see. Sold on George being a primary ball handler right now. Yeah, I agree with that. I hope Markkanen doesn't sign an extension. I'm not gonna lie. I hope he does. Because he is the brightest spot we have. If he doesn't, that would hurt us. And I would liken us re-signing him for an extension being similar to Sabonis with the Kings. They had him, they gave him a little bump in pay and re-signed him for a couple more years. To me, that makes the most sense for us. But I don't know, man. I want to lose Markkanen though. There's a lot. He's the one certain thing we've had on this team. Like between him and then John Collins, obviously without Markkanen, he's less effective, less efficient because he's more focused on. But when Lowry plays, he's one of the most consistent pieces we have on the court. Offensively, that is. Defensively, he leaves a little bit to be desired. You said, yeah, I said I didn't want him to resign with context. Obviously, I would want him, but we need to treat him right. Yeah. You can't waste at the end of the day, I agree with you. You can't waste a 7-footer who shoots like a guard. You can't waste his prime like this. No. Unless he's fully on board and he said, and you sit him down at the table with all the bigwigs in the organization, you say, this is what we're planning on doing. We were hoping you would be along for the ride. We like having you. You will get paid, but right now we just feel like this is what we have to do. And if they didn't do that, problematic to say the least. Where were we at up here? I love Lowry. He deserves better. Can tell him he's a cornerstone of the rebuild. At the same time, refuse to spend even a single pick to help build us. Oh, okay. My fault, Tate. I definitely didn't read that far down. Yeah. Okay. Wasted 9th pick. Shot. Give him a chance. Give him 2 years. Because remember, he didn't have the summer league. Keontae looked really good in the summer league. Admittedly, he was beating up on guys that weren't pure NBA players, but at the same time, it was a step above the college level. These were more high level players. And Taylor Hendricks and Bryce Sensabaugh, both of them were out during the summer league. So by the time they came back, effectively they didn't have time to get their feet under them and get genuine competition, which is why they got sent to the G League. That and then the type of players that they wanted them to be, they weren't there yet. I would say Bryce Sensabaugh has the easier assignment out of the two because his was give more effort on defense, shoot slightly more efficiently, and play make. In the playmaking batch is probably going to be the hardest for him to come up with, but he's made the biggest strides. For Taylor Hendricks, it was a little bit harder because they had to change his offensive game and say no more back to basket. While it's cool and all, we like your three ball. We want you to shoot that, and we want you to be able to get some face up baskets. And that's been the hardest part for him, efficiency wise. Because last time I checked in the G League, he was across 9 games, 38% from three, 44% from the field, which isn't bad in the slightest. You would like for that overall field goal percentage to go up, but when you consider the fact that he's taking like 5.5 threes a night, it makes sense why it would be slightly lower than for other people. What's up, Ron? You said George is a park guy. He's a good playmaker. I think Keontae is just not 100% ready for the role that they're forcing him into. And I fear that if they force feed him too heavily, it might harm his development more than it helps his development. I'm hoping that isn't the case, though. He says Sexton is an efficient guard unlike Clarkson. I'd rather take him on better playing habits with Sexton than Clarkson. Yes, and also Sexton is more consistent than Clarkson. So when he does make that extra pass, he's going to get used to somebody actually hitting the shot as opposed to either turning it over or generating a miss, because those affect you very harshly as well. Plus, Sexton is becoming a better passer, which I appreciate. Just being willing to give the ball up under the pretext that you might get it back or your teammate might make the right play. That's all it is. Hendricks' defense is good. He's developing for sure, most definitely. Help side, definitely. Here's giving the guys a real shot to be consistent, playing them spot minutes. Hardy, yeah. If we waste him, I don't want him to resign. Correct, because he doesn't deserve that. Happy to pressure Lowry this season if it means the team is actually going to try and win next season. They've told us 2 years in a row they're trying to make a playoff push. They had so many summer events saying how hard they were going to try and make moves if needed to make playoffs. That was a lie. Almost wish I didn't buy tickets. Very disappointed in this team. The Generals lose to the Globetrotters yet again. Coach is too young. I would say this team as a whole is too young. As much as we like to think that they're a lot more furthered into their timeline, like when you think of the Thunder, how far they are, we're roughly within a year or two. Like they're probably 2 years of a rebuild ahead of us. Even though we've quickly like built things back together to a certain extent, it's not the same. And it's not quite as easy. And we tried to make it that easy, saying, okay, the only guy that's going to be on the roster from even 2 seasons ago is going to be Jordan Clarkson. Want to build everything else from scratch. Give me some draft picks, give me some trade capital, all that. It just hasn't worked because the guys haven't melded enough. Guys aren't being consistent enough. Coaches playing them in spot minutes. And then the way the season started out, they started out against some really tough teams. And by the time they got a breather, they got punched in the mouth already, which made things the most difficult because you go from being a team where you feel comfortable where you are, you feel comfortable doing what you're doing, to just being a team. You're just there. You just show up. And just showing up to a game for a paycheck, it's completely different from showing up and enjoying what you're doing. And right now, they do not look like they're having fun. Now, obviously, when they win, they look like they have fun. But in general, this hasn't been it. Dink, what's up, Brody? How's it going? Sexton is a black hole of bad shots. How many times has he been blocked this season? Sexton does get blocked pretty frequently. I will give you that one. Um, Also the way he drives and the way his frame is built, he's not physically capable of protecting the ball the way some other players can, which is kind of unfortunate. Um, it sucks, but by and large, Sexton is in a weird spot, I would say. I don't remember at any point, even when he was in Cleveland with those teams that were rough, right? I don't remember a situation where there was this much turmoil and turnover on the roster. Um, I don't know. Let's see. This ain't good. Cam, you would be exactly right. Not to mention, if we make the plan, we basically have to be 7 or 8, because if we're 9 or 10, we won't make it. We have to win a road game, which we have a complete inability to do. Yeah. Everybody but marking in and 6 first for Luka. Please, Dennis. I'll take Kyrie. Has Kyrie fallen off a cliff yet? I don't think he has he? I don't think Kyrie's fallen off a cliff yet. I would take Kyrie. That'd be an interesting dynamic. He has fallen off that cliff. Because Kyrie's been in that weird spot where, like, he's missed so many games and all of it hasn't been to industry. I said to injury, which makes it a little bit curious, because I wonder, like, does he age the same as somebody who's been out there playing, 70 games a night? Ooh, hold on. It's a good play, Chris Dunn. Thank you, sir. A little positives here and there, I guess. I miss Quinn Snyder. I miss Rudy. Not quite that much, but also Dallas is happy where they're at. Hendricks looking good. Hendricks is looking a lot more confident than I figured he would look in his technically third game, but second game since he got pulled up from the G League. I didn't hate Quinn Snyder, right? Quinn Snyder was different in the fact that, by definition, he's similar to a Greg Popovich coach, but obviously not as seasoned. He's consistency. Quinn Snyder was consistency. It was the way he was going to do it. It was going to be consistent. It was going to be always the same way. There would be no exceptions to the rule. He set the rules up. You followed the rules, and the plays landed as they did. The ball rolled as it may, and that was just who he was. Which is great when you're winning. But when you're struggling, or if you are losing games, it becomes difficult, because, like, coach, you have to do something different. And the coach will still look at you and say, we're going to keep running the rotation the same way. It will work. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And ultimately, that ceiling that team had made things even worse. That's a bad fast break. So much product in his hair, he couldn't see available guys at the end of the bench. Sexton has had a lot of bad shooting games this season. He's had quite a few. I would say that the biggest difference between Sexton and, say, Clarkson's bad shooting nights is Sexton never takes as many shots. Like, by and large, to memory, I don't remember how many overall games he shot more than 12 shot attempts, because I know it's a significantly low number. Now, obviously, we're only 12 games in the season, so it can't be more than 20, right? But at the same time, it's really low key. That's what I think I appreciate the most about Sexton. He only plays like 8-ish minutes less than Clarkson when they're both in the games together, or when they both play in the same games. Yet when his shot isn't falling, he won't shoot. It's not one of those, like, hesitating to take a shot that you should take regardless of you missing it or not. He just decides not to shoot and would rather swing the ball back to Keontae and let Keontae shoot and miss, because it's going to be more productive for Keontae's game being the one that misses as opposed to Sexton. Clarkson is like, y'all put me on the court to give y'all 25. I'm going to try and get y'all 25, even if I got to take 500 shots to get there. And that's what he does. And then Keontae just has the ultimate green light. This is getting hard for Sexton. It's getting really hard. $30, bro. Golly. $30. The Lakers win against Phoenix was BS. We all know that Tourney Trophy was engraved with the Lakers on it before the season started. I wouldn't quite say so. I think the Lakers genuinely want it that bad. The only team that might want it more than the Lakers, exactly, the Pacers. The Pacers are the only team that could genuinely want it more because literally, like, it's like a crazy number. It's like literally 9 of their rotation guys make less than like $7 million, something like that. Yes, the Pacers bench is fighting for their lives. Like if they lose, their families are getting killed. That's the way they play. They play like demons possessed. Like they need it. Who had that dunk? Was that Hendricks? Okay. Little bright spots. Thank you, sir. To be on a team with bigs that can draw attention when he drives. That's a fair thing to say. That's a fair thing to say. Sexton is one guy that I did genuinely want to see play alongside LeBron. Now, because in his mind, he's not as good as Kyrie Irving. His shot selection will never be as perfect as Kyrie Irving. He won't be as efficient at the rim as Kyrie, but he has a very scaled down version of his game. And if you're a team that needs like a really solid scoring big, like I think Colin Sexton would look really good in a Heat uniform. I would buy that uniform. I think because of the system they have there, his just really hard nosed, get the job done some way or another type energy would be appreciated there. That's all. Hendricks nice start out, yes sir. This is bad though. This genuinely hurts me, and I can't do anything about it. It's just we just gotta watch it. Whoa, who was that? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Luka's in the wrong. Luka's in the wrong right now. You know you're in the wrong when Chris Dunn has words for you. I'm not gonna lie. All jokes aside, I've never seen Chris Dunn express emotion beyond like telling somebody to set a screen, if I'm being real with you. So him, yeah, no. Yeah, Luka's in the wrong on that one. On Chris Dunn? Chris Dunn getting 2 inches from your face, pointing up in your face? There's a reason. You said the Jazz aren't easy to watch sometimes. Most definitely, Monty. Most definitely. Pleasure to have you in here with us, buddy. But yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Not easy to watch and downright a terrible look are occasionally the same thing. Now I will say this one's not so much sloppy. Like we've had definitely sloppier games, but this one just isn't like this is something that you would want to tell people you paid to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So I'd be surprised if we rank anything higher than 12 at the end of the season unless Danny decides to cash in something. At this point, yeah, because what did I say? I said the Warriors are directly above us, and above the Warriors, it's like kind of teams. So yeah, realistically, at best, we don't fight beyond the Rockets. Yep. We don't fight beyond like a playing spot. So like 7th seed, I think if we pieced everything together, we could have potentially been the 7th seed team. I don't know how likely that is at this point. I'm like watching this team right now. We lost games that we couldn't afford to lose. It's okay to lose nail biters against really good teams because you expect that of them. But when you reach a point where like you're losing bad games to guys you really shouldn't be losing to, it's ugly. It's ugly real fast. Real ugly real fast. So I think Chris Dunn got mad once last year against the Nuggets or something. But yeah, he pretty chill. Yeah. Chris Dunn's a vibe, man. That man got dunked on by Malik Monk, got back on defense, got a steal, and then dunked on Malik Monk and did not celebrate at all. Real sportsmanship. He a better man than me. I'm gonna let you hear it. Think the Jets will make any moves before the deadline? I genuinely don't know. I think because what weekend is the deadline? I think that time will definitely like determine how I feel about it because if it's after, he said, if we do, it'll be something dumb like training colony. It's a rough one. Chris Dunn on Luka. I love that matchup. Chris Dunn has had it with his behind. THT hits another three. THT has a very interestingly shaped head. He has like an elf on a shelf type dome, if that makes sense. Is that rude to say? I don't think so. If you do, it'll be something dumb like trading. Oh, whoops! I definitely read that already. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my earbuds in while I watch this because I know I can't play it on stream, but I do want to hear at least what these road announcers are saying. See how wild their disrespect is getting. Womp womp. I forgot Tim Hardaway Jr. is sitting on the Mavs team. Chris Dunn on the wing. Down 30. Golly. Kyrie in the corner. I think the deadline is February 8th. I could see that then. I could see that then for sure. It'll come down to how they feel about Jordan Clarkson, if I'm being honest. If they feel like it's time to go ahead and ship him on his way, he might get sent. Jeff Malone, Widow's Peak. Yeah. What kind of trade would you guys like to see? I'm hurting inside. This is ugly. Marketing needs to come back. Yeah, we also need to properly make use of him when he does return. Because last time we had him him taking less shots than any other player on the team actually is not a good idea. You said anything involving using our picks to upgrade the guard position. Yeah, Sexton Lightning to be shipped. I wouldn't say Sexton needs to be shipped, but THT might be the first guy to go. He can do more things than Sexton can in theory, which is why he'll probably garner more immediate attention. Oh, Lennon Cole's uh that's a curious one because when it comes to Kelly Olynyk, he brings a level of playmaking that Hendricks doesn't have, and because we don't have that defined point guard presence to be that table setter all the time and not just part of the time, it puts Lowry in a situation where he already can't like rely on the other party in essence. Um, Not like Lennox off the bench. Man, what's up with Kessler? No fire in the lad. Looks disinterested. I think that's just kind of his demeanor. I don't think he means to be like rude. Let me put oh, uh-huh. Mm-mm. Stay. My video's messing up. Uh-oh. Some things just can't be helped, boys. Some things just can't be helped. Now, I would say, let's see, only 195 subscribers to go. Monty, I'm at the roughest point because I'm putting up videos like the Fontecchio video I posted today. I'm not having success with. It has less than 200 views. Like I know not everybody's a Jazz fan, but like not everybody cares about Fontecchio to that point. Dang, I thought I kind of cooked, and I added visuals to it. Those things cost money. My editor's kind of expensive, low key. I love him though. Shout out Sachi. I need to start shouting him out at the end of my videos. I've been meaning to, and I say it every time he sends me the video back, and I don't have it in there. Let me see here. Man, what? Kessler's an interesting being because I don't see him ever having like the Joel Embiid level of expressiveness. He has more of like that Jokic, calm, lackadaisical, just I'm here, I showed up to work kind of demeanor. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I do wish that he showed a little bit more of something. I think maybe it's because he's young. Maybe like in the next 3 seasons, he gets more of a Valanciunas, Steven Adams type vibe to him. I don't know. Um, you said it's fine for now, but we need a veteran presence, at least one. Yeah, Bowman would be horrible with Lowry, Hendricks, and Kessler all playing at once. That is true. That's the biggest concern. That is the biggest concern there. Because somebody out of that three would have to turn into the playmaker unless you have Keontae or Chris Dunn leading the charge, being a godsend table setter. And I don't know how realistic that is for us. You said hence why we need Olynyk type forward center. Oh yeah, yeah. If we were winning, then yes, hold on to Olynyk, but we aren't winning, so let's get our rookies time to check their worth. Hendrick's ceiling's way higher than Olynyk's. I love Olynyk, but we need to face facts. Our picks are worthless. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, he can show emotion when he has a few big plays, but you have to get him involved. True, true. That's been one of the more frustrating things because, like, you got to feed your big guys, right? You're at 7 works, or you're at 7. Nobody thought he would be this good on defense. And here he is being this good on defense. Is he a shot blocker? No. But he's a pretty solid rim protector. And has he been moving his feet very well, surprisingly? Absolutely. So feed him on offense, reward him for his hard work. He's a hungry boy. That's a big man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would agree. By and large, you don't want somebody that's too expressive. You want somebody that's a calm medium. So I think Kessler is depressed because of the current roster. I mean, who wouldn't? 1-10 on the road with little to no shot of being in the playoffs. I think he's depressed with the situation. Being somebody, myself individually, like in the time that I played basketball, I understood what it was like to be one of those people where like you do your job and nobody cares that you did your job. Or you played well, but since you're supposed to be the defensive anchor or the switchable guy where they just put you on somebody, or they put you in a situation, they say, make sure nobody comes in here, make sure you stop everything in this corner of the floor. And then nobody rewards you on offense for doing your job. So you feel like you're wasting your time. And then on top of that, combine that with people that sit there and say, my thing was always, if you're taking a shot from somebody else, you better hit it. And right now, we're not hitting those shots. Larry Markin is not our leading shooter, right? He's not attempting the most field goals. Jordan Clarkson is, while shooting the worst field goal percentage out of all the starters at the same time, which is a recipe for disaster. He's also the most turnover prone of the guards. Obviously, we cut down on THT's minutes, which is why he's become less of a negative factor, so to speak. It's just not the sexy situation to end up in, if we're being honest. Unless you're Conley and Kessler. Yes. And now you see Conley living his dream out continuously with the Timberwolves, which makes me sad. Not because I don't want Conley to succeed. I want him to have the happiest time he can. But it's at our expense now. And it's like, dang, we look slow because we traded what we needed. We traded what we needed. We look like we're experiencing the same issue that the Grizzlies did when they traded. Did they have Tyus Jones first before? Was that who their backup point guard was? Whoever the backup point guard was. Between that and the injury to Sam Adams or Sam Adams to Steven Adams, those two things are plaguing them the most. And there's really nothing they can really do about it. They got to suck it up and deal with it. Offensively, things have not gotten any better. Keontae's 1 of 7 from the field. Scary bad. 7 assists, 2 turnovers. That's cool. Collins has 6 and 6. 3 of 9 from the field. Goodness. This is not a good game for us. Walker 2.7 boards. 1 of 5 from the field. Hendricks 4 of 6 from the field for 10. Sexton 7, 3 and 5. 0 of 4 from the field. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. The boy can shoot. Chris Dunn 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. 3 of 8 from the field. 1 of 4 from 3. It's tough. This game is gonna make me drink a few Sam Adams. At this point, sad as it is to say, make me want to pull out a bottle. You see, he doesn't really have a connection with any of the guards. Maybe THT a little bit, but not much. It's sad when Olenek gives him the most opportunities. Yeah. But sometimes we all had that one teammate where it was like nobody sees him, but if you gave him the ball, he would be so happy. Like, and like the main guys just act like not like he's trash, but like they just rather have the shots over him. And that's the biggest heartache issue. John Collins trying on defense, even though he's called for the foul. I'll take it anyways. I will take it anyways. Bro, oh my goodness. No, this game is getting out of hand. It was out of hand, but 40? Please don't lose by 40. Please don't lose by 40. Nasty work. I think we need a second team to watch. At this point, it's getting ugly. Mavs going for 40, yeah. Out of hand in the first. Bro, it's terrible. Watch the Magic. Where's that players meeting from Utah? I know we were screwed. We were 8-10 shooting, but still down 6. Like they had double the shot attempts because we kept turning it over and our shooting is not sustainable. Speaking of which, let me look at those numbers today. Survey says 17 turnovers. Leading per usual. But what do we know? What else would we have expected? For reference, I actually have this game pulled up on my phone, y'all. I think I was just like ignoring the stream. That's why I just keep looking, checking up. I just imagine the intro to Long Time by Playboy Cardi. I ain't had it in a long time. Like that piano-ish melody in the beginning. That's what just went through my head when I watched Keontae brick that 3 and it go over the backboard. Struggling. Monty said, I could have 17 turnovers if I played in the NBA. Yeah. Turnovers from our guards driving lane. Getting clocked. And our bigs taking threes. Realistically? Hold on. Let me actually look at these numbers. We actually only have 29 attempted threes, which is lower than usual. We're actually shooting 37%. THT's 3 of 3. Chris Dunn's 1 of 4. Sexton's 0 of 1. Hendricks is 2 of 4. Keontae's 0 of 4. That's probably the roughest one. Abaji's 4 of 8. That's good. Collins is 0 of 2, and Fontecchio is 1 of 3. So yeah, overall we're shooting well, except for we're shooting okay, not well. Most of our guys are shooting okay, literally except for Keontae and then Walker's 1 of 5. and sections of 4 while being 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Yeah, this isn't fun. Yeah, he was 1 of 8 from 3 last game. Yep. Mhm. It's ugly. It's getting real ugly out here. And I really don't know what the solution is, cuz at this point, like, we're just streaming to be sad together. We're not even streaming for the intellectual part of it, because nothing intellectual to talk about. We're doing the same thing over and over and over. And we're like, when is the healthy players gonna be back? We need them. Who want to come back to a team that can lose at any moment without me by 43 points? 43 plus, because there's still 6.5 minutes left in the game. It's just not, it's not cute. It's not sweet. You said my solution. Going to go play God. Later, dude. Stay strong. All right, night, guy. Appreciate you popping in, man. I'm sorry we didn't get to enjoy something more entertaining. You said when you come into Utah to play a pickup game. When you come into Utah to play a pickup game, that would be tough. That would be tough content, Monty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not tough like D Frigga though. Like that man Frigga be having a whole different type of run. Some D3 hooper he is. When I have the money to, I definitely will. Because I got to come out there. I wanted to come out there this year and watch a game, but I need my YouTube to do better. Because right now, I was at 805 subscribers yesterday, so I need a banger video, and I don't know what it is yet. Maybe I need a clickbait. Is that what it is? Y'all think I need to clickbait people? Would that do it? You think? Like something has to work. That's all. Is it bad that I still have faith? I'm not gonna lie. I have to watch LeBron play in person. Like not on any like weird fanboy stuff, but like what he's doing, I don't think like I really sat down earlier today specifically. Like I always talk about, oh, LeBron doing this is like crazy because he's so old. But like when I sat down, I really thought about it, bro. Like the level that he's playing at, I will never see again. And I have never seen him play in person. I've always seen him on screen. So I think I have to be able to see like pseudo peak LeBron. Like obviously he's tapered off, but he's not the same. And it's like I want I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me kind of sad because like my era of all like players and everybody's like retiring. Like I get flashbacks of 2016 seeing the Lob City Clippers, and I'm like, dang, bro. And seeing them play like the Memphis Grizzlies back when they had Zach Randolph. And I'm like, bro, them was the days. And now looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I'm aging and not like fine wine. But yeah, man. You said I guess I started to keep rotating injuries for the rest of the season. At least 2 to 3 key guys out each night. I could see it. Come in January, there's like a stretch where we have 6 games in 9 days there. Oh, for real? That would be interesting. Don't do clickbait. When I get clickbait, I turn off the video dislike and I'm wrestling. Get right to reach you got to. I'm dead. There's only so much you can do for content. Can't blame yourself if the jazz you sucking. No one wants to tune in. Yeah, that's true. I just got to stay with it. It's not looking like I'm going to be able to hit my goal by Christmas, though. I'm holding out hope, but I don't know how feasible that is. Because here I'm at 805. They say like going from 700 to 850 or 900 is like the hardest portion to go. And I was really feeling it when I passed 700 because like I hit 700. Remember, I went from 600 to 700 in like literally a week and a half. And then after that, it was like a slow 4 weeks to get to 8K. To 8K. Oh, I wish I had 8K. To 800. And then to get to 1,000 is going to be a little bit more difficult. But I can, I see the vision. I see the vision. If it takes me until January, then it kind of is what it is. I don't want it to be that way, but it will be what it will be, and I'll accept that. Um, said we need a Christmas miracle for real though. But if we can't get it, I'm not mad. But if we could get games where we're not getting absolutely hornswoggled, 86 to 135, bro. Oh, it's terrible. This is actually like hot dog water. I'm genuinely sad and frustrated. And I don't know what to say about it. Cause man, what the F? What the F? Um yeah, man. We obviously all agree that this is a horrible game. You said hopefully Santa can deliver the subscribers for real. Is there any way to message Danny Ainge? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I would imagine they wouldn't have it just because of like situations like this where people would have opinions and want to share them. Can't inbounding to Walker, Walker to Abaji, Abaji using orchestra screen to Luka, Luka to the rim, Luka misses. Nice. Next time Ainge shows up to my work, he's getting an earful from me because he keeps streaming these videos how he wants to make the playoffs this year. I'm sure Danny gets enough free advice. True. Bro, bro. No. I looked away from my phone for a second and we're down 50. Please stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. Bro, what? 51, bro? This is like actually terrible. There's no chemistry here. You said I don't even want to advise him. I'm sure he's smarter than me. I just want to know what's up. How do you keep taking the starters? Keep the starters in. Can you make a video why the Jazz are so bad? Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. Don't want Sexton playing garbage time. Yeah, I definitely have to address this. And the sad thing was, the video I have to cut the audio for that I'm gonna upload tomorrow. So basically, funny story. I record my audio and video on two separate devices. I have a switcher and then I have like the audio dashboard thing. So I recorded it and the switcher didn't save the entire video. Mind you, I recorded like 17 minutes. Didn't save the video. So I just had the audio. But my editor's been asking for just audio this entire time. So he's finally going to get what he's been wanting. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting that up after this game and send it to him. He's in India, so he's 12 hours behind the East Coast. So right now it's 10:38 p.m. It's 10:38 a.m. where he is. So he'll cook it up and tomorrow we'll get a video about just some interest, like four of the more interesting stats regarding the Jazz. Just a light little, a calm little, you know, discussion as to why they are the way they are. But I'm gonna have to come up with another video too now because this is just bad. This Yeah, I don't like this. This isn't fun. That's what they say. This isn't fun. I was gonna make a video called "I Miss Rudy Gobert." I might still. Cause what is even this? What video have you made that you expected to be a banger but ended up being a flop? Oh man, I've got a few. Let me pull this up for you. I've got unfortunately a laundry list. I think that's just a bit of like when you do content creation, it's an expectation that you have that something is going to fail. Like, let me see. I'm gonna just go through my content. I'm gonna go sort by most viewed. Like, there's been. Can you make a video called "I Miss Stockton and Malone"? I might could. You said I could get over Rudy Gobert if we could use 2 picks we got out of him. Yeah. Okay, so for example, the most played video on my channel, the most viewed was "Is Bol Bol turning into Kevin Durant?" Bro, they're not playing Bol Bol, and I'm pissed. The Suns are not playing Bol Bol, and I don't understand. Like, is it really just a character flaw, and that's what's kept him from being a good, productive NBA player? Because I'm not going to sit there and expect like he's Chet Holmgren, but he's definitely not end of the bench 10th man on the roster material to me. To me personally. The second most viewed video is about the Utah Jazz as being having the fastest rebuild in NBA or in NBA history. That was 2.6K. That was good. C Dog, you said is officially rock bottom as a Jazz supporter for the last 30 years. Go Minnesota. So it's a very deep team. They are. They are. And that's probably like once they started picking up genuine depth pieces, I got pissed because I knew this was going to happen. And there was like nothing that could be said about it because it was the eventual outcome regardless. Besides this, there was how much do the Utah Jazz love rookie Keontae George? That was 2.5K. The Utah Jazz are in trouble. That what video was 2.1. Then I had one saying, how are the Toronto Raptors any good? And that got 2.1 as well. My what is the point of Taylor Hendricks video? I did not expect to do well. And it actually got 1.7K. That surprised me. Now, let me scroll down. I'm gonna get into the dungeon with this one. I'll tell y'all right now. I'm gonna have to go back and look at like my old videos. 300, 309. My Walker Kessler's Rudy Gobert 2.0 only got 300 views. I thought it was gonna get closer to like 700. Low key. How real are Jordan Clarkson's struggles? That only got 274 views. I thought that was gonna get like at least 500. I thought it was at least 500. The how hard is it for the Utah Jazz to make the playoffs? The video was only 6 minutes long, so I thought that would entice people to watch at least a minute and a half of it, but I wasn't able to get it. What else is there? I had the one video defense wanted on the Utah Jazz, and that literally only had 200 views, and I was sad. I was very sad actually. Let's see. Oh, that is one. So there's 2 videos where I was like pissed. There was 2 videos where I pissed. And the first one was Paul George and the Clippers are the best in the West. The video was 9 minutes and only got 110 views. I was sick to my stomach when I saw that. And then will the Sacramento Kings win the Pacific Division again? Only got 98 views. And I was like hurting. And then I literally nah, the wildest part was I made a video called "How Does DeAndre Ayton Help the Phoenix Suns?" And then he got traded from the Phoenix Suns. Literally, like, 3 days later. I was like, "Bro, you've gotta be kidding me." And then in all honesty, anytime I make a video about the, um, Philadelphia 76ers, literally all 4 videos have less than 100 views. So I just decided I'm not going to do it. I decided I'm not gonna do it, I'm good. Absolutely, positively cannot deal with that level of embarrassment again. What else we got here? Looking back on it now, the John Collins trade, more than a salary dump, only had 44 views. Now, this was literally like the 4th video I ever made. And I felt like if I was further along and I had some sort of traction and I dropped that video, it low key would have been a banger because I was right. John Collins did return his shooting touch, but that was like a little light video. But yeah, I've got a fair number. A lot of people don't realize I have a lot of videos that are very low view counts, low key, back in the day. Like I made a Damian Lillard video 5 months ago. The Damian Lillard drama. It's about Dame time. And I think I discussed the Heat, the Clippers, the Nets, and the 76ers in that one. So that was before I had the Bucks as a sleeper continue. Because remember, I picked the Bucks literally the day before and then posted it like 2 hours before the trade got announced. And this video only had 22. It's about Dame time. It only had 22 views, bro. I was sick. I was sad. I was like, at that point, like I every comment meant something because every time somebody was like, "Nah, bro, keep doing what you're doing," I kept trying because by and large, I did not want to keep doing what I was doing. I did not have that dog in me. That dog was dead. But it's nice though. It's nice though. Man. 147 to 97. We got 50 piece, guys. Golly. You said make a video about Utah Jazz turnovers. Already getting added to the queue, man. Who's everyone's second favorite team? I guess that would have to be the Hornets, unfortunately. What videos do you want us to watch after the live stream? Um, if there's any videos of mine that recent ones that you haven't caught, then by all means check those out. But if not, man, just enjoy somebody's content. Somebody that has a respectable opinion that's not going to be completely biased. And if they are biased, make sure they're honest about their biases. There's nothing worse than somebody that's biased and will literally look you dead in your face and say, "No, I'm not. I'm right." Like people like that piss me off. It's like if you like obviously everybody knows I like Colin Sexton a lot. But I'm also willing to admit when Colin Sexton is playing like complete hot dog water, I'm gonna call a spade, but then I'll be like, and I would just really like to see him run it back. And like I'll say something that's mildly biased, and then I'll openly say that that's the bias in me talking, and then carry on with whatever I'm saying. But I'm not gonna sit there and like pander just because I like a player. It's just not my cup of tea. Nola for pandemic free P. Get less than 100 points again. Yep. Yes, we did. Hendrick's looking better though, so I guess that's something. Yeah, that's pleasant. I'll make it 23 after this stream. Appreciate it. I want to join John Collins play like Aaron Gordon when he got traded. That would have been actually an insane switch. I appreciate John Collins' consistency though. Like when it really boils down to it, there's two things we were missing, right? We had too many turnovers and we couldn't have a consistent secondary scoring option. If we had both of those things straightened out, we would be a winning team. Because Lowry's guaranteed to give you 24, 25 points on good efficiency. Um, John Collins is guaranteed to give you, 15 and 8, 15 and 9. on good efficiency. But then you have Jordan Clarkson starting at shooting guard, giving you 22, 3 assists, and 6 turnovers, along with, 36% shooting from the field. And you can't win like that because that negates everything that Lowry just did right. And then Keontae, I understand he's in his growth stage and everything, but like, what did he shoot today? He shot 2 of 11 from the field. That's terrible. That's terrible. He had 11 assists, but that's terrible. But, Ochai got his 20 piece. I think this is the first time he's ever done that. 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3. So he had a good game. Oh my God. Yo, these box score plus minuses are nasty. He said, it's sad to think we could play 2 more full quarters and still every bucket every Dallas wouldn't count. We still lose. Yes. Yes, we would. Let me tell y'all these box score plus minuses. Fontecchio, -40. John Collins, -40. Yurt 7, -35. Ochai, -47. Keontae, -48. I'm gonna leave that alone. I've never heard this before. Like, me saying it is insane. Like, usually you'd expect like your starters struggle, you put your bench in, your bench struggles a little bit more. Our starters got packed up expeditiously. And there was no immediate solution to the problem. See, he said Clarkson can take you out or bring you into any game. And that's the duality of Jordan Clarkson. The issue is this season he hasn't even been 50% in his games. Like, a good 4 out of his 15 games he's had a solid performance in, off the top of my head. And that's not, and like 4 is not close to 8. So it's hard to buy in on him this year because he's not hitting enough shots on a consistent enough basis, even when people want to believe in him. You said Dunn was only -3. Maybe we get more minutes. Yeah. Let me see here real quick. Dunn played 17 minutes. THT played 17 minutes. Sexton played 18 minutes. Hendricks played 24. And Walker played 27. And Walker was -15. Hendricks was -10. Sexton and Dunn were -3. Horton Tucker was -2. And then Luka across 6.5 minutes was -7. So yeah, I'm big on Dunn. I'm always going to be a big Dunn supporter. So I would definitely say give him some more minutes. He deserves them. I like Clarkson on the bench, but it's harder to like as a starter. Yeah, because as a starter, there's more that's expected of you, and he's not quite capable of like bridging the gap for that more in these situations. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing in these situations. This is tough, man. The sad thing is, like, we finished that we get on here to have a live stream chat, and there's like nothing to talk about. There's no positives to discuss. It's the same thing we're used to, except amplified, and I hate that for us. Switch how I'm sitting. Yeah, stars have to be consistent. Yeah, this was just not attractive. Hendricks got playtime. Yeah, and he was effective in those minutes that he played. His first game was a little bit rough, but I'm happy about this one. For him specifically, not everybody else. Him specifically. 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, 2 boards. He had 10 points, 2 boards, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. I can live with that. That's good. You said December 15th better come quick. What happens December 15th? Sorry, my brain's running a little low on energy. You said we might need to start bringing up backup topics to the live stream. Oh man, yeah, because it's ugly. Players become okay, okay, that's a good one. Yeah, and then Jordan Clarkson is eligible January 7th, so things should be a little bit interesting, particularly around that time of the year. That'll be interesting to see how things pan out, though. But yeah, this was not our finest hour, gentlemen, and there's really nothing to discuss for us. That's that's the that's the biggest takeaway. Like I don't have anything like productive or anything. We just sucked. That's the biggest thing I gathered from this game. That we literally everybody was like, "You get a bucket, you get a bucket, you get a bucket," and this is gonna hurt all of our defensive rankings, and everybody's gonna think we're trash. And that's not necessarily entirely true, but it's gonna feel that way, and rightfully so. You said, "How can we get you to 1K subs?" Honestly, I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out how to get the rest of the people that always watch the videos because I have last month or the previous 28 days before December started. I had 2.4K people that were returning viewers, but obviously I don't have 2.4K subscribers. And I'm like, how do I get y'all to sub? How do I get y'all to sub? And they're always quiet as a mouse. So I was like, oh, maybe if I add visuals to my videos again, like I'll be more they'll rock with me a little bit more. And it just hasn't come around yet. Which is why I'm thinking I just have to drop one good banger video, or I just have to have like not necessarily a clickbait video, but like a video regarding a topic of Lowry marketing, where like for people that are casuals that don't really pay attention to the Utah Jazz specifically, but like the 3-point shooting big that marketing is, I think I might do one talking about his injury and how it affects the Jazz. I think that might do it. And then I'm gonna make a little bit of a light. I'm gonna make a light hit piece on Keontae George's poor shooting, begging the question: is he evolving, or is this a never-ending cycle for him? And then I'm gonna make a who do we trade video. Who do we trade? But yeah, by and large, if you guys have any video ideas, definitely let me know. Definitely, you know, whether you deem it to me on IG, put it in the comment section of any of the videos. I read all the comments. I don't respond to everybody's comment all the time. I try to be as consistent with it as I can be, but sometimes like life's been getting a little bit more difficult. Speaking of which, I get my car back this Saturday, so that's gonna be good. The only difference is, so for reference, I have a Kia K5, a 2021 to be exact. And apparently all of the same models don't have the same car or don't have the same headlight model. So the repairman accidentally bought the wrong headlight, so I have to buy the new headlight. But the only place that sells it is the actual dealership, which means the headlight's about to cost me $900 that I don't have. But we ball. F it, we ball. That's the motto. Always and forever. F it, we ball. And it can always be worse. You know what I'm saying? It can always be worse. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Each $900. Man, look. I'm gonna find me some brand deals one of these days. When we hit that 1K mark, I'm gonna start looking for some brand deals, see what I can cook up. I'm not gonna be successful in the beginning. I'm already knowing. But it's about just the pitch, the approach, and all that. Just being willing to throw myself out there. I'm gonna get there. Yes, it is the F we ball. He said, how can we let's see. How do you guard Luka? How would you guard Luka? I've always been a person where if you have trouble guarding somebody, you can't let them touch the ball or allow them as deny them the ball as much as possible. Allow them as few shot attempts as possible because the more shot attempts you allow them, the more they're going to make by default because they're just that good. Luka's one of those guys where he's creative with the ball. He can do simple moves and make them look so different, so many different ways. He plays at his own pace and doesn't get easily sped up by anybody. So in that sense, if you're going to play defense on him, the best thing you can do is prevent him from having the ball in his hands long term and trying to force him to give it up. Because if he decides he wants to go takeover mode, he has to have the ball to be a takeover kind of guy. And Luka's not the most Steph Curry running around the court, back screens, all that kind of guy, right? He's got a little bit of a stockier build about him, which is okay. It works for him, but it also creates a certain level of hindrance. And my thing was, I'm gonna follow you around the court, and if you're gonna give me 30, you're gonna work for that 30, and it's not gonna look pretty. Either I'm gonna end up on a highlight tape, or I'm gonna end up packing your shot, or getting a couple rips from you. Either way, but it's not gonna look pretty. Absolutely not. It's not gonna look like we just sat there and picked up Joe Schmo from the end of the bench and threw him in the game. That's not happening. Not this part, partner. Um, but yeah, man. I'm still waiting on my jerseys to come in. When my jerseys come in, you won't see the Colin Sexton jersey sitting on the couch anymore. You'll see it in the background on the wall. And I'll have the whole thing set up so y'all can enjoy, the ambiance of the room. And we'll go from there. But it's just one of those things, man. Everything gets better with time. Everything gets better with time. They say time heals all wounds. That's inaccurate. Time allows us to heal wounds, but time itself can heal nothing. Did you need a jersey frame? Do you need a jersey frame? That would be a good idea. Low key, I have an old Hornets jersey. I have a Nick Batum jersey from when he was on the Hornets, right? And I have Kemba Walker's signature. I have Michael Kidd-Gilchrist's signature, my favorite player of all time. Obviously, I got Nick Batum to sign it. I think I got like 2 more people to sign it. I don't think I got Al Jefferson to sign it. I don't think he was out there when we went. I gotta find the picture because I would look like a kid, bro. I look like a 2K brown shirt my player. So this Jazz game didn't get better with time. No, it did not. No, it did not. This is actually probably borderline the first game that I genuinely want to forget occurred. Like I don't want to think about this game at all beyond the context of this game having happened and me forcing my eyes to look at my screen to watch it. I don't want to worry about it at all anymore. Like that was it. I've seen enough. Absolutely. We said, let me see. I'm debating. Who do we play next, actually? Let's look ahead and pray for some positivity in our lives, yeah? Utah Jazz. All right. I don't want to see the game score. I saw the game score. All right. So we have the Clippers on Friday. So I'll be live for that one. What else do we have? There is Monday against the Thunder. That's going to be a good game. Win, lose, or draw, we'll probably lose if Lowry's not back. It's going to be a good game. If we get blown out by that Thunder team, I'm going to be pissed because that should be a good game. I'll say the Knicks. I feel good about that one. We have the Trailblazers again, then we have the Kings, then we have the Nets and the Cavs and the Pistons. So these are pretty middle of the road teams overall, I would say, except for the Kings. Like the Kings are probably a step above everybody, but schedule's not terrible. It's not pretty, but it's not terrible. It's doable. Maybe I should start playing all your videos on review. Honestly, tell your channel. I appreciate it, Monty. But man, we'll get there. It's just taking a little bit more time. I'm not sure quite yet what kind of videos I'm gonna have to do. I might have to focus more of my videos about Lowry and about Keontae, and maybe that'll get us where we need to go. But yeah, they don't seem to care about Chris Dunn and the rest of the guys. That's why I was so surprised when my first Taylor Hendricks video did so well. Like he got 1.7K, and I was like, that's surprising. I didn't think y'all cared about Taylor Hendricks. Like he literally plays in the G League and nobody watches his stats. Finding G League stats, by the way, is incredibly hard. Like they don't have saved game logs. I couldn't find a website with that. It's weird. Like these are professional basketball players. What are we doing right now? But it's just one of those things that is how the what is it? That's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, it's it's ugly. Hmm. Luka Doncic just does a different guy, man. I didn't even realize that they were so good this year. You said, "No, I want crumble, crumble cookie." Yes, sir. Wait, Monty, were you the one that said you said you would subscribe if I did a crumble cookie review like I was was it like I was is Keith Lee? Keith Lee's the food review guy, right? I think so. He put his hands like this. Be like, so today it was a highly requested video. I went to Crumble Cookie in Charlotte and I got 10 cookies and we're gonna see how they came out. And then he cut a harsh cut to the next scene. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He's got money, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. He does provide value. But overall, the Utah Jazz should be one of the more interesting teams going forward. Hopefully. But today just wasn't our day. It just wasn't our day. But realistically, since that's all, honestly, I didn't have anything else I could add to the conversation because there's not much conversation to be had here today. I would say it was fun, but it wasn't fun. I'm glad that you guys popped out, though. I'm glad that you guys popped out. It made the night a little bit more bearable. Today has been a rough 24 hours. The Jazz kind of made it worse. I'm not gonna lie, but you guys made it a little better. So that was cool. That was cool, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Zay, you're right. The Clippers. So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and turn in, think of some more ideas. Probably record a bit tomorrow, send it to the editor, let him cook. And hopefully I can rebound and get another video with a couple of thousand views on it. That'll push us to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get that sub count up. You dig? Gotta get that sub count up. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys popping out to the stream. I appreciate you making sure you made yourself available despite the outcome of the game and how just honestly abysmal certain things looked. We got to enjoy another game of Taylor Hendricks and seeing his development. We also got to see Ochai drop a season high points for himself while shooting very solid from the field. And it was just an honestly appreciative moment for us. With that being said, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to like the video if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, turn on post notifications if you haven't, become a member if you haven't to get those videos earlier than anybody else. It's been your boy Ray Hoops, and like always, good morning, good evening, good night, no matter where you're on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. They said, in the words of a famous teacher I knew, he was South African. Not South African, he was West African. He said, we thank God for small mercies and pray for bigger mercies. So hopefully we've got some more of those on the road for us.